Hey guys, how are we doing on this fine, what day is it? Wednesday. I am doing alright. I just realized that one of my um chat things isn't open, so just bear with me 1 second. I'm still ill. Um which is not great, but um yeah, there we go. Right, okay, cool. Yes, I'm still ill, but other than that, I'm doing alright. I had an amazingly, boring day at work today. So yeah, just it's just how it goes sometimes. I'm going to Stockton tomorrow, so that's not so bad. At least get a trip out. Um, but yeah, there wasn't much that I could do today other than build some laptops, really. So it is what it is. Perils of being an IT support person. If nothing's broke, no one needs your help. You end up very bored. Anyway, yeah. Other than that, doing all right. My daughter's sleep cycle is starting to get a bit better. She basically read herself to sleep tonight, so that was good. She's actually reading books, which is never a bad thing. So yeah, yeah, we're doing all right in the Danarkage household. So yeah, let's crack on with some Eternal Strands. Just have a quick drink. When it gets there. Oh. Okay. Phone. All right. All right. Let's continue. Stay alert for days without sleep. Useful. Reforge the sword and shield, complete treading water. Okay. Okay. Right, okay, so when you come back to the camp, it automatically puts your gathered stuff in that chest. That's good to know. Alright, let's go over here, talk to her first. For no reason whatsoever, apparently. Stop giving me dots above people's heads if there's no reason to talk to them. Talk first.
Did you see the size of that mine entrance? Amazing, isn't it?
You mean the one behind that huge deactivated arc?
That's the one. Given the size of the entrance, I can only imagine how huge the mine must have been. Their yields must have been incredible.
I've heard the rich resources are a big part of why Weavers first settled this area.
I mean, it would make
Land's
sense, wouldn't it?
hostile, but they knew it was worth the risk. Ores from the Enclave are high grade, very pure.
Guess we better find some of them then. Woven resource. don't have enough woven resource to actually make anything. How's this? What? How am I supposed to? Looks like.
Two wonders of enchanting, an arc and loom gates. We can touch them, smell them if we want.
He's a real nerd, isn't he?
Work.
I like this guy.
Maddening.
I like Dan.
Did you
Did I what?
smell the loom gate?
A little, but that's beside the point. But mossy, hints of sage, a subtle yet full-bodied undertone of dirt.
Amazing. Well, now we just need to get it working.
Oh yes, should our plan succeed.
And if not?
Then it is time for Plan B, which I have not yet thought up, but I'm sure we won't need.
That's some. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to say naivety. Optimism. Optimism is what I'm going to say. Draining water.
Hey, I know we need to fix up the forge, but before we do, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Sure. What's up?
I owe you an apology.
What for?
I've been a little cold since you've arrived, and I should have been more welcoming. I was just under a lot of stress with everything that happened.
You mean when we ran for our lives from a death cloud into a lost land?
Yeah, that. And losing supplies, and Aurea getting injured, and then having a point takeover who...
Lacks experience.
At the time, that's what it seemed like. But ever since we arrived, you've been more than proving yourself.
Yes, I have.
Finding food and water a top priority. That's when I realized our Weaver band is in good hands. I underestimated you when I shouldn't have. And frankly, I was a jerk about it.
Yes, you were.
It's okay, Cass.
No, it's not. I really am
I
sorry.
honestly thought this would take longer
We
to
have a better
resolve,
relationship moving
but
forward.
hey yo.
That means a lot. Let's just start fresh, okay?
I'd love that.
When we squared away our differences after I helped with all the charge.
So, I know Sola mentioned improvements to her forge meant being able to hone my sword. What does that entail exactly?
Unfortunately, the missing supplies I mentioned.
Is there a way I can help you restock?
Right now, we reserve the materials you bring back for your armors and weapons, because that's the priority. But if there's anything you can spare, I can repurpose them into supplies for our campsite.
Sounds simple enough.
Glad to hear it.
Okay. Visit can salvage any excess resources into supplies, a generally nice resource. Supplies are used for multiple things over the course of Bryn's adventure, but the earliest use is to restore the band's capabilities through station upgrades. Okay. What does each resource converts into? Oh. Right. Cobalt iron. Storage resources. Iron. Salvage all. Storage resources.
These are a great start. With the supplies we've got already, we could shape up our campsite. We lost a lot of stuff when we were running for our lives, and frankly, our setup is only half of what it should be. But we can rebuild.
What do you have in mind?
Like we discussed, Sola could forge better weapons with improvements to her smithy. Like honing your sword so it can cut through arc armor.
Okay.
Alternatively, Dom could certainly care better for our mantles with new tools for weaving. And to keep you in fighting form, having Lane's alchemical tools in top form is invaluable. There's no end to the improvements we could make around here. And everyone's lives would be safer for it.
Alright, can we
What
get to
about
the
you?
improvements then?
Me? Oh, I don't need anything.
Come on, there must be something.
I mean, would new shelves be nice? Sure. I also have some ideas for your supply pouches. But don't worry about me. I'm fine. Right now, improving Sola's forge is more important.
Sounds like improvements could be made. I'll tell her I'm on it. Better prepared up under the safe we all are. I'm
You're
sure.
always thinking 10 steps ahead.
You have no idea.
I love it. The better prepared our Weaver Band is, the sooner we can get out of survival mode.
Oh, I'm glad you agree.
Totally. You can count on me.
Thanks, Bren.
It was a good choice. Right. Upgrade station. Solar's Forge. Cost 10, and we've got 30. Right, so upgrade Solar's Forge. Level 2.
Sola is delighted with the improvements to her forge. She can refine your sword as soon as you'd like. Great work, Bryn.
Turns out we make a pretty good team. This campsite will be top of the line in no time.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need to start directing a water flow to the camp. Maybe even install a fountain in the back. Would help to get a garden going in here too. Fruits, vegetables, medicinal herbs. Oh, that reminds me, we'll need the... What?
Do you ever take a break? You know, to enjoy a job well done?
Sure. Sometimes. Once there are fewer fires to put out, I'll relax. I swear.
She's not going to relax. Everyone is here to help reassure her she's not alone.
Just try to remember, it's not the end of the world if you take a break. Someone will step in to help lighten your load.
It doesn't always feel like the others realize how much needs to get done.
Then tell them. Like how you told me we needed supplies. I stepped in to help, didn't I?
You did. I see your point.
The others will do the same.
Maybe. I'd better get back to work, but this was nice.
Alright, upgrade station. Alright, we can't do that. I'm going enough for that. Do I have enough for that? Do I have enough for that? Right. So upgrade this caravan, because I think that's going to be a useful one right now. If the scribe can pull resources back to the thing. Let's not do that. Talk to Arya.
So, how often do I need to return to camp? Do you need me to report back frequently?
That's entirely up to you. Points privilege. You're the one taking the risks, so you can gauge how far and how long you can push. From time to time, I or the folks around the camp might have requests, but we'll defer to your priorities. And if you get into trouble, I'll pull you to safety. Might lose some resources, but that's a small price to pay.
I agree.
A lot of responsibility.
Points privilege.
Right. Complete honing the edge.
I knew we'd recover. We always do. Still feels nice to have my core tools back this quickly.
Still a long way to go, but we'll get there.
Speaking
We will.
of, I've something for you. We've been scavenging around the way station and reclaimed a fair amount of useful materials. They're stored away and ready for you. Should be enough to reforge your sword as we discussed.
We saw this the priority, but
Can you also reforge armor? Improve my bow?
Sure can. Weapons or armor, we can rework them with different materials as you prefer.
should I reforge or prioritize new gear?
What's the key difference between reforging my gear and just making something new?
If you want gear that does something fundamentally different, make something new.
Okay,
For
makes sense.
There are fabrics, metals, leathers, and so on that are highly resistant to heat. A suit of armor made of a combination of those would have been incredible against the Drake you faced in the Veil's shadow. If you don't need something additional, and just want to improve what you already have, that's when you reforge. Keeps the clutter down in the caravan.
Fair enough. What kind of improvements?
What should I expect from a reforged sword?
It depends on the materials we use. Some hold edge better, making your swipes that much more deadly. Others make your gear lighter, or, for something like armor, change the way it handles heat and cold.
You can see, since they've only got like, oh, they seem to only have like heat and cold as the elemental weapons, elemental things, not weapons. You can see where, to expand the game in a sequel, they'll just add like earth and stuff like that abilities.
Sounds like it's time to make something that can punch through arc armor.
That's the spirit.
That is indeed the spirit. Alright. Reforge. Olive Bryn's gear can be reforged to swap out lower quality materials for stronger ones of the same category. The original materials are reclaimed for use as part of the process. New materials will change both the appearance and stats of your gear. High quality materials will have a significant impact on Bryn's damage and survivability. Okay. Okay. Softwood. I see how this works.
Perfect pair.
Okay.
There you go. Not just good as new. Better.
Now that I can cut the carapace free, what's next?
Go cut the
Whenever
carapace
the
free.
band is collaborating on a problem, I'm often the one to create the design, and you'll put it together with me. At least normally they're my designs. Sev actually came up with this one. With carapace and enough metal, I can forge his patch for the leaking conduit.
Any particular metal required?
No, just enough of the same type. Sev and I try to keep our designs flexible to work with whatever we've got in the caravan. Once you have everything we need, we'll forge the patch here.
Alright. Cool. Alright. Reforge. Oh. Ah, the leather. Thick hide, tender resource. Okay.
A delicate tool for precision work. Wield it well.
Um. Eat resist. Alright, so that actually does change the look.
Not too heavy, not too light.
Okay. We might as well do as much of this as we can.
Good balance of protection and ability.
Alright, leg braces. Oh, greave boots, whatever they're called. Okay. Got enough for...
Try to bring this back in one piece.
Alright. Okay, so we got all that. You got anything new to say?
They are quite the thing, aren't they? Tangles, I mean.
After what it was like outside the Enclave, the ones in here are child's play.
It is an enduring mystery as to why the Veil's shadow is flooded with them.
I'm guessing
I
a
did
bunch
not
of pipes
expect
of
that they would
rock.
be so common inside the Enclave.
Are they common anywhere?
Just as a
Well,
guess.
They were theoretical until the Veil went up. And then, of course, they became... political.
I'm curious about the tangles themselves. Ask about them.
What exactly are tangles?
To our best understanding, magic is more than just energy. As far as we know, raw magic is a physical substance, but normally invisible. Our mantles gather it from the air as we move, but tangles prove it can concentrate on its own.
Okay.
What did you mean by political?
The
Because
surge
everything's
was
political.
specifically catastrophic towards enchanted equipment. Explosions, out-of-control activations, you name it. And tell me, logically, who were the most likely people to have enchanted items on or around them?
The rich and powerful?
Well done. So, in a single moment, you have what seem to be hundreds of assassinations.
That reminds me of
Decades of
Star
war
Trek
folly.
Discovery when they
As
fast
they
forward
said,
to the year 3.
political.
The fast forward 1,000 years or something, and they go forward in time and they find that all the dilithium has gone. and it all happened in a single day. Same idea, basically.
You said they were theoretical. What did you mean?
Lane and I have been digging. The only research on tangles we could find were thought experiments until the Veil's appearance. As you might expect, that research was done here in the Enclave. Apparently, they did not publish everything they knew.
Thanks,
Okay.
Dom. That helps me understand them better.
Ultimately, the most practical advice I can give is very simple. Don't stand in the murder cloud.
Well, I would have thought that was kind of obvious, really, wouldn't you? Alright. Time for some exploring. Hmm. Alright. All the goodies. Monsters seem to have disappeared. Cat. Surely it's not. If you kill the monsters in a certain area, that's not. That can't be persistent. Surely. I mean, it would be very cool if it was. I'm not fully sure I believe that that's the case. I do like the climb anywhere thing of this. That is pretty cool. Fibloom fiber and thick hide. I feel like if we destroy this, that would be good. Hang on. Okay, that didn't work. Bronze and steel. Stuff. I'm glad it came up here. Mole's missive. Alright, let's destroy this other block. I'm definitely going to get a weapon that makes this stuff easier. Okay. Well, yes. I didn't actually mean to do that. I do. I'm starting to get the hang of the combat, right? The one thing I will say about the combat is, at the minute at least, it would seem that there's not much consequence to it. Like, you get so many health tonics, vitality tonics. They just doesn't matter. The resource gathering seems just a little bit too much as well. You gotta check if you can cut down the massive tree, aren't you? So I mean, that wasn't my greatest plan there, but yeah, don't go down there. That's the edge of the scry. Come on, just destroy. Okay. Big stone blocks, not so good. Alright, let's go over there. These mushrooms wield anything at all? The point.
The point. What a beautiful view.
Yep. That is true. What the hell happened there? What? What's up here? Cold stuff, okay. No, I don't have. Right. Here's a thought. If that's a cold thing, and there are bomb flowers over here, can I? Right, can I use this? Take that. And fire it up here. At this. Ooh, that did do something. Right. Let's do that again. These are mouse and keyboard are not the greatest controls for this game. They're really not. Likely part of the frame tapestry of the failed enchantments around. Likely part of the famed tapestry. Okay. Saw a bad guy up here. Hey, get back here, asshole. E-hole. This has led me over here. Red iron. Okay. All right. Cool. You stupid cat. Improved sword, my ass. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys fight. Where am I going? This way. Can I go in here? Hey, just fucking die. Will this thing just die? Hang on. Yeah, that is hurting it. There we go. Ironheart Crystal and Luster Weave. That ended up being quite worth it to get back up here, didn't it? Let's come through here. This other among us, the Norians, reckless disregard for tradition. Alright, that worked out really quite nicely in the end, didn't it? A few times now I've like just yeah, mouse and keyboard controls are not the move for this. You really see that. Why? I can't work out if I'm doing something with the controls or the game is just randomly. Where are you going? Okay. Map. Alright, we do want to be over there somewhere, but there's steps here. Yeah. Stupid dogs. Nearly killing me. Yeah, I keep finding new stuff. Alright, that's the Wing Gate. So, but we want the arc, not the Wing Gate.
Alright. With kinetic magic, I should be able to clear the base of the Loom Gate.
Okay.
All done.
Nice work, Bryn. We should have enough space to work on fixing that pipe now.
Okay, so I think I need to use my magic, like, more. Right. I remember this from last night. I remember having the thought that that seems like it can hold one of those explosive flowers. So here's the one close by. No, is the answer. Right. Full up on hard leather. Where's the hard leather? What have we got this? Or is it rough leather? Hard leather. No, it said hard leather. You don't seem to be full up on that. Okay, well, I came into here to see if there was a way to send stuff back so I can pick this up. But apparently not. There's a couple of boxes over here, let's go. Alright. Where's that giant arcat? There we go. also one of these. Right, let's see if I can make it all the way back over. Right, what's interesting is that my like spellcasting bar isn't going down. And that seems like a weird decision from a like game design's perspective. It's weird, but not necessarily a bad one, because it's allowing me to do this. Don't know if this what I'm attempting to do here is going to work, but we shall see. There we go. Did in fact work. Well, that's doing absolutely nothing. Choose high greaves. Keeping owner's curls if the other side of value widths. Right, I am gonna get at some point a weapon that will break these big red blocks. But for now, no. I'm really glad I did that. Alright, let's go get that carapace. I wonder if you don't actually get upgrades for Bryn. You just get stuff that makes like her weapons more powerful.
You're coming up on the Ark of the Stricken Earth. With a stronger sword, hopefully the carapace will come off easy.
Yeah, we're just gonna go up here. Maybe fight this dude. We'll do this big block. I ended up not sitting back. This game is gonna hurt my back. I can feel it coming already. I keep leaning forward into it. Cold growth. Alrighty. We just gotta get all these goodies. Mm-hmm. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna have to fight this thing, aren't I?
This might take a while.
You'll need to swing harder to cut through armor that thick.
Told you.
What's happening?
Retrieving the carapace is going to be trickier than we thought.
Okay.
Is she really ready to fight that thing?
Well, we're gonna find out, aren't we?
Catch your breath. When you're ready, you can climb the arc to attack it from different angles.
Breaking all latch points on armor piece will break if exposing the vulnerable skin underneath. Okay, that's good to know.
That's it! Hit the exposed skin with everything you've got.
God damn it.
Magic isn't coursing through that patch of skin anymore. Move on.
Doot, doot. Alright, come on. Ah, fuck off. Okay.
Now that's how it's done.
Ooh, finally.
I was worried we might lose our chance to get the carapace. You secured it.
Trying to get a snaring blast on.
Any concerns about using the Archon strand, Dom?
Concerns? None. Excitement? Considerable. We should be able to weave that strand into your mantle bring.
Alright. Work with Swordcrest. Alright. Right, gotta go back to this whispers something new. It's slightly annoying that we just got a ton of new resources from defeating that thing and I can't pick any of them up. Stupid invisible ass. This was the shortcut I was supposed to take before. I definitely went a long way around last night. After each expedition, time passes to bring rest and recovers. Each day's events, 2 daytime expeditions and 1 nighttime expedition. Every time a new day passes, conditions in the enclave change. Creatures can change their locations and extreme weather conditions may appear for the day. Okay. Craft. Alrighty.
Perfect.
You think this patch will fix the leaking pipe?
Yes. And with the debris cleared, why don't you tell Aria we've got everything we need to fix the loom gate?
Me?
Acting or otherwise, major communication should come from the point.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Forge resource. One resource. Okay. I see how this works now. I was a bit confused before. Protective common sources. Yeah, why not? Forage resource. Okay.
It's going to look great.
Iridium wool. Forage resource. Steel. Let's see, let's get this going on. Alright. Improving this melee grade can be created to increase its effectiveness, upgrading equipment. Okay. Alright. I got enough for to upgrade that. I just made that. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on some stuff, but we've done some upgrades. Which is very much good.
So this plan to repurpose Carapace to fix the Loongate's conduit? Pure elegance.
It is. Weave strand. Weave is channel magic through strands of power woven into mantles. Each mantle can only be attuned to strands of the same family. By harvesting more strands from the wild creatures around the enclave, Bryn can gain new abilities or increase the power of one she already has in her mantle. Okay. Kinetic powers. Grass orange of the kinetic force that will slowly draw close to the weaver, will be held at any target even when distant from the weaver. Ensnaring blast. Resonance. Every time a new strand is harvested, Dam creates an artificial strand that resonates with the harvested one, allowing for future study of the magic within. Some quest objectives require a specific quantity of resonance to progress. Each strand upgraded in Bryn's mantle increases resonance quality as well. The qualities in order are fragile, fine, and exquisite. During that vortex, raw kinetic energy that draws foes and objects like into its attractive circle pairs well with other abilities and attacks as it gathers foes close. Okay.
Color me delighted that we're starting to restore our capabilities around the camp.
Yes, we are.
Comes, I'll work with Casmin to create some new tools here.
Then we can start weaving more intricate strands into my mantle, right?
Yes. You harvest, I'll weave, and we'll have you channeling such magics.
Sounds like an excellent plan, Dan. Go see Kaz. See what stuff we got. Talk first.
You know, when talking to Lane, they mentioned that you actually trained to become Point yourself. Lane said the training was going well, and then one day, it just stopped. Can I ask why?
Honestly, it was just too much for me. The responsibility that comes with being Point. I guess I caved under pressure. Leaping headfirst into danger isn't for everyone. What made you decide to become a Point?
Share that being weavers.
I love using my skills to serve our
Yeah,
land.
that one.
It brings me a sense of community I've never felt before.
Really? That's what I love about being a quartermaster.
I guess we're both fueled by camaraderie then. I always felt like a black sheep back in Calmhaven.
And has being Point given you what you're looking for?
So far, yeah.
Good. For a long time, I felt like I let Aurea down. She wanted me to continue with the training, but I just couldn't.
I thought there'd
When she
be
offered to keep me on as a
some
quartermaster,
like big thing
was
that
amazing.
happened,
in time, it made sense though. I
rather
always
than
enjoyed
she
the
just went,
planning,
"This
the
isn't for me."
expeditions, more than the expeditions themselves.
So you've been happier as a quartermaster?
Yes, this is much more my speed. Besides, someone needs to hang out with Arva. Seriously, I'm more than happy to leave the creature wrangling to you.
I'm not sure I have what it takes to pack a caravan anyway.
I've seen how messy your tent is. You most definitely do not.
Back off. Salvage your resources. Yeah, what we got? Salvage all. Um. $120. Okay. Upgrade station. Lane will be able to provide frost shroud files that grant cold resistance and flame shower files that grant heat resistance. Brim will be able to carry one of each on her belt. Yes. I think that might be all we can do for now. Resistance files. Frost shroud, blue and flame shroud, orange files provide strong resistance, excuse me, or shrouding from their namesake conditions, meaning a flame shroud potion will bring highly resistant to heat. Resistance lasts only a short period of time, but is very strong. These files will automatically refill on each return to the base camp. Alright, cool. Alright. Then we'll be able to upgrade mental powers to level 2. Yes. Might as well get all these done while we can. Right. We cannot do anything more. Alright. Consult with Aria to tell her that the patch is ready. I will.
The patch is ready, and I've cleared the debris at the loom gate in Glintwood Hollow.
Excellent work, Bryn. Time for you to take a well-earned rest while the band heads into the Hollow.
You sure you don't need me to come?
We've got this. And you need the break.
All right, if you say so.
At any time, the Cameron can rest in the tent to advance time. Day will advance to night, and night will advance to the next day. Okay. Seems a bit daft that the one who can, like, fight isn't going to the place with all the monsters. But hey-ho. Ooh, something's here.
Aurea, how's it going?
Bryn, you're awake. We're making progress over here. Careful with that.
Hey, no one came back to camp, did they? Is the rest of the band still with you?
We're all here. And the leak is just about fixed.
Ooh. That looks pretty cool, to be fair.
Hey, wait, I just want to talk.
Would it not make more sense to, like, pull your weapons?
That was incredible.
Hey, couldn't have done it without you.
Actually, we couldn't have done it without Sev. I didn't expect you to have such a deft hand with magical conduits.
I'm not... I mean... We just got lucky it held.
Not to distract from
Take the
victory,
win, for
but
fuck's
something
sake, Sev.
happened while you were gone. I saw something. Well, someone.
A Hearthsider.
Maybe. The figure was masked and standing at the edge of the camp. I think they were watching me. Before they disappeared.
Not creepy at all.
If there are people still left in the Enclave, we need to find them. They can tell us what happened here.
Yes. I was just thinking we should chase down the scary masked figure that likes to watch Bryn sleep.
You're really scared the figure off. Speculate that Hearthsiders could be fearful of us.
Hey, even asleep, I am a pretty fearsome presence. Seriously, though. We just burst through their veil, defeated their massive arc, and powered up their lost enchantments. Wouldn't you be scared of us if you were an Enclave Weaver?
That's actually not a bad point.
Friendly or hostile, if there are Hearthsiders, we need to find them.
Agreed.
And the good news is, fixing the Loom Gate didn't just give us easier access to Glintwood, it expanded our scry's reach.
So scries are somehow connected to the Enclave's tapestry.
Every scry was built here.
This means you not only have access to the Loom Gate, but you can safely explore further.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Our maps indicate that there is a village beyond the hollow in a large swathe of wetlands known as Dredger's Mire.
Perhaps we'll find our Hearthsider there. Bryn, why don't you brief with Lane before your next expedition?
Sounds good.
After that, it's time to use the Loom Gate.
Why didn't you guys return using it yourselves?
We needed to take a key swatch back to camp in order to connect the two. We'll make sure you have a key swatch to connect any other loom gates to this one from now on.
So we're learning about the upcoming expedition to Dredge's Mire. I will. Codex compiling. Ark of the Stricken Earth. Ark of the Stricken Earth. In terms of pure devastation, nothing matches raw power of the Ark of the Stricken Earth. Wielding bespoke mining barons standing tall enough to graze the treetops, it is no wonder that their mere existence was considered extremely controversial prior to the Surge. The Enclave insisted that these massive arcs were designed strictly for construction, but any fool with the faintest spark of imagination could see their destructive potential. I have no doubt at all that the Enclave's military strategists were prepared to deploy them in defense of the borders. Their kinetic blasts alone will make quick work of any sort of temporary fortification erected by would-be invaders. These offensive attributes, of course, were also incredibly useful for their stated purpose of quarrying, shaping, and transporting stone and other building materials. The massive bridges and seemingly impossible rises of Denevron are both proof of this and a veiled statement of their potential. Alas, following the Surge, it seems that any of the Ark's instincts relating to construction have fallen by the wayside in favour of an overriding desire to smash anything that moves, including our vivacious point, Bryn. We do wonder, however, whether they might be responsible for the circular carvings found in rock walls around the outskirts. From the strand Bryn recovered, we believe the locus of their power is centrally located, over where the Ashar's heart could be found, insulated in a layer of carapace under the chest plate. Exposing it is merely a matter of peeling that massive slab of armor free. Our enchanter insisted I clarify. Clarified. Right, the tapestry.
Here to brief. I like to know everything I can before venturing off to a new place.
Just beyond the forested hills of Glintwood Hollow lies the wetlands known as Dredge's Mire. Much like the Hollow, the Enclave prospected many of the raw materials needed for its ambitious constructs and projects from the Mire. Oh, it's no coincidence you found the Ark of the Stricken Earth near a collapsed mine. Likely, it was used for the excavation of minerals and metals before the Surge. I believe the natural surroundings of the Mire were also rich in resources. The Enclave even settled a small village there known as Poldervale.
Which is where
Cool.
I might find that masked figure that was watching me.
It's possible. Regardless, do you have any questions before you head out?
Yes. Really sounds pretty remote. As for more details on
What can you
Poldervale.
tell me about Poldervale? It seems like it was settled pretty far from their capital.
Indeed. Though, when you take instantaneous travel through loom gates into account, what constitutes a remote village changes.
I mean, that is a good point.
Villagers likely
Yeah.
settled to facilitate the prospecting of raw materials in the outskirts. Resources farmed here could easily be transported across the Enclave through the use of loom gates.
Sounds like mostly uncultivated land. Wonder how dangerous the mire will be.
Apart from the village, it sounds like this is mostly untamed lands. Any expectation that it will be more dangerous than the Hollow?
I would expect so, yes. We've made camp in a way station that's pretty far from Denevron. And the
Denevron,
mine is even
that's how you
more
say it.
remote. Everything I've read says the deeper into the outskirts of the Enclave one ventures, the more wild and untamed the lands become.
You're saying my battle with the Great Ark might be looking like child's play soon?
Possibly?
Possibly. The rest of the band seemed mixed on whether chasing the Hearthsider was a good idea. That's
Some
Lane's
of the
opinion.
others didn't seem so sure we should be trying to track down the masked figure. What do you think?
History demands we follow them. If the masked figure truly is a Hearthsider, their stories and what they've lived through in here would be invaluable to our understanding of the Enclave and of the Surge.
Sounds
Also a
like I'm gonna
nerd.
find them
Just a history nerd.
then. Thanks for the info, Lane. I think I'm ready to head out.
My pleasure. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I didn't have the biggest role to play in the Loom Gate's repair. I'm not exactly handy with a hammer. But watching the band work gave me an idea for a new alchemical project. Its working name is a Loom Shard.
A loom shard?
Yes, it's a shard that could draw magic from a Loom Gate and bring you back to camp safely, wherever you are.
How is this different from Aurea pulling me back with the scry?
Unaided, Aurea can only summon enough magic to bring you back safely, not all the valuables you might have collected on your expedition. Because this shard draws magic from the tapestry, it can bring you back safely with all you've gathered.
Ooh, that would be useful. Loomshine. Land's creation of Loomshine allows Bryn to return to camp from anywhere in the Enclave. It takes time to activate, however, so you use it with caution. Codex compiling. Loom Gates. Loom Gates are one of the most iconic developments of the Enclave's history. Located across and exclusively within the Enclave, these devices form a network that allows near instantaneous travel between 2 points. Suffice to say, this technology gave the Enclave a serious advantage in fields including commerce, industry, intelligence, and defense, allowing a single weaver, or someone sent by a skilled weaver, to traverse leagues in an instant, revolutionized travel and the speed at which information or small items can move across the Enclave. In our time inside the Veil, our band has had the opportunity to repair a loom gate that lacked the energy to fully function, allowing us to glean some small insight into their workings. The reservoirs under the gates themselves seem to draw pools of raw magic from the Enclave's magic-carrying tapestry. This potential energy needs to be pressurized sufficiently for the gate to work, suggesting that each transit draws a remarkable amount of magical energy. How they were able to consistently produce so much remains a mystery. How that continues to happen despite the obvious disarray post Surge is an even deeper one. What remains as the most pressing point of speculation for me is what exactly gave rise to the Loom Gate's enchantments. No known creature in their mind is able to move instantly from place to place, and yet it seems unlikely that the Enclave managed to entirely do away with using strands as the basis of these enchantments. There are similar questions to be asked about the creation of the scries, though no answer seems to be forthcoming for now. The mystery deepens. Alright. Okay. Just quickly talk to Sola.
Well pleased with the reforge. There's another option too. We can enhance your gear.
Not the same thing?
No. Enhancing uses more of the same materials from the original construction. I use them to add a bit more protection to your armor, reinforce your blades and such. Worth doing if you have extra materials. I'll be able to do more as we build my smithy's set of tools back up.
Okay. Cool. Alright, use Loom Gate to go to Glintwood Hollow.
So, now that I'm done being frigid and unwelcoming.
You were only lukewarm.
Sure. How about an icebreaker? To get to know each other better.
Go on then.
Sounds fun. What have you got?
Simple. If you were a wild animal, what would you be?
One that hunts in a pack. Tell her being a guy.
I think I'd be in a color.
Why is that?
Aggressive, but they hunt in packs with close bonds. I love adventuring, but a kick-ass team is what makes it meaningful.
Huh. I like that.
And yourself? What animal would you be?
An Eastern Leaf.
A crate. Somehow I pictured fewer tentacles and destroyed ships in your wake.
You're thinking of the big ones. An Eastern Reef crake is pretty small and harmless. But all crakes are misunderstood. They are incredibly intelligent creatures, and they diligently protect their eggs.
She wants to be an
They actually
octopus.
only attack when their nest is under threat. So yeah, I'd be a crake, happily living underwater.
Fair enough.
how you knew to pack up the camp outside the Vale.
The tangles were shifting. They'd been static the entire time. And then, suddenly, just as an arc deflects a wave of Drake's breath, they start to move. That's no coincidence.
How do you know
Smart.
to run to me then?
The tangles closed down the path the caravan took in. And it wasn't like I was going to abandon you.
Ah, she's a good one, that Arya. Right. To Glintwood Vale. The base camp's loom gate allows instant travel to any other loom gate you've activated. However, other loom gates around the world interact with them to create a connection that allows quicker return. Glintwood Horror. Those arch. Alright. We've only got like 12 minutes left, but let's go.
Ready? Let's do this.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. Alrighty.
First trip through the loom gate is a success.
That was so awesome.
Find the passage man in the southern pass region of Glintwood Horror. You okay? Thing regrettable, attractive kinetic potential, pulling objects and foes towards its detonation results in a shockwave that damages all in its radius. Drop there, da. Okay. We will figure that out. Oh, that seems a little unfair that they're... Right. The southern path. I need to go this way. Does that mean if I get in front of that thing, I'm going to have to fight it again? I kind of hope that's not the case. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the case. No one here. Ah. At least know what to know how to defeat it. Yeah, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Go away. Come on. I almost defeated it. Let's see if I can. Around the back. Piss off with this. Oh, I'm going to die. Oh, I need... Oh, I need some vitality, and I haven't got any. Aha! Alright, come on. Up to the shoulder. No, the shoulder, I said. Not the head. To get their mastery of their abilities points harvesting, they must be right on top of the locus, usually by climbing and pulling it free. Exposing the locus for harvest often requires shearing parts of the creature's armor off, otherwise destructing them. If you defeat each creature once, the band pulls their observations. Listen to learn to assemble the creature codex entry, then it might be consulted any time for tips on how to harvest. Come on. Let's do this.
The kinetic strand. Wonderful.
It was indeed wonderful. Alright. Right. I can't actually save the game. Right, I need to save the game, so we're just gonna, now I've done that, we're just gonna run back. Okay. Go back here, we'll save the game, and then that's it for me for tonight. I'm glad we managed to defeat that thing. Oops. from me for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, that's Thursday. So, yeah, I will be back tomorrow with some more Eternal Strands. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit like on the video if you are enjoying this. It's a bit more chilled out than what we've been playing. A bit less depressing than The Last of Us. So, yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. I'm certainly getting to grips with it. I'm enjoying it. So, yeah, I'm glad we picked this. All right. Thank you so much. Sweet dreams. And I will catch you next time, tomorrow. Good night.